Good evening. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the news at 9. The headlines. Israel denies ceasefire and opening of border crossings to Gaza. Russia asks United Nations Security Council to vote on a draft resolution that calls for ceasefire. Supreme Court refers pleas against electoral bond scheme to 5-judge constitution bench. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall to continue over Tamil Nadu and Kerala for the next 2 days. Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh receive fresh snowfall. International Olympic Committee includes 2020 cricket and 4 other sports as part of Los Angeles Olympic Games 2028. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, Sri Lanka set a victory target of 210 runs before Australia at Lucknow. Israeli Forces spokesperson Daniel Hagari has issued a declaration emphasizing that there is no ceasefire in place, border crossings remain closed, and the conflict with Hamas persists. Hamas stands accused of obstructing the movement of Gaza residents towards the southern Gaza Strip, a move widely condemned for its alleged inhumanity. More than 4,000 people have died in the conflict as it enters its 9th day. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees said over 1 million people have been displaced. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has returned to Israel following his visit to 6 Arab countries. Blinken is scheduled to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac Herzog. In another move, Russia has asked the United Nations Security Council to vote on Monday on a draft resolution on the Israel-Hamas conflict. It calls for a humanitarian ceasefire and condemns violence against civilians and all acts of terrorism. Earlier, US President Joe Biden said that Hamas does not represent all Palestinian people. Biden insisted that Hamas should be entirely eliminated.
What happened in Gaza, in my view, is Hamas and the extreme elements of Hamas don't represent all the Palestinian people. And I think that it would be a mistake to occupy Gaza again, but to going in and taking out the extremists, the Hezbollah is up north, but Hamas down south is a necessary requirement.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today met Prime Minister of Vietnam Pham Minh Chinh in Vietnam. Both leaders discussed ways to boost bilateral relationships. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said, a stronger India-Vietnam partnership contributes to a stable, secure and prosperous Indo-Pacific. The External Affairs Minister also met the chairman of the External Relations Commission of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Lee Hoai Trung, during the second day of his visit to Vietnam. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar addressed the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam on India in the Indo-Pacific. On this occasion, he underlined the significance of ASEAN's centrality and highlighted the contribution of the Quad. The Supreme Court has referred the petition challenging the validity of electoral bond scheme for political funding of parties to a 5-judge constitution bench. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud said the matter will be heard on 30th October. In the previous hearing, Advocate Prashant Bhushan had said the matter needed adjudication before the electoral bond scheme opens for the 2024 general elections. The petitions against the electoral bond scheme focus primarily on 2 issues: the legalization of anonymous donations to political parties and the violation of citizens' right to information about the funding of parties. The Chief Justice headed Supreme Court bench today dismissed a woman's petition seeking permission to terminate her 26-week-long pregnancy. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud said allowing termination of pregnancy will be a violation of Sections 3 and 5 of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, as there is no immediate danger to the mother and this is not a case of fetal abnormality. He said we cannot stop the heartbeat. Under the MTP Act, the upper limit for termination of pregnancy is 24 weeks. Senior Bharatiya Janata Party BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah today addressed the Parivartan Sankalp Mahasabha at Rajnandgaon town of Chhattisgarh. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Shah said that Chhattisgarh was developing rapidly during the 15 years of the Bharatiya Janata Party's tenure.
जब हमारी सरकार बनी, डॉक्टर रमन सिंह इसके मुख्यमंत्री बने, 15 साल में ये बीमारू राज्य को विकसित राज्य बनाने का काम डॉक्टर रमन सिंह जी ने किया। ट्राइबल, ओबीसी और दलित को अपने अधिकार देने का काम किया और छत्तीसगढ़ को हमने विकसित राज्य बनाने के लिए ढेर सारे कदम उठाए।
Accusing Congress of breaking its promises, Mr. Shah said that Congress could not fulfill even a single promise of its election manifesto. In Mizoram, electioneering is picking up across the state with political parties such as the Bharatiya Janata Party, the ruling Mizo National Front, Congress and Zoram People's Movement and others sparing no effort to woo the voters. Speaking at an election rally in Aizawl today, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said that Congress party will stand to protect and preserve Mizo culture, tradition and language.
The Congress party always has a good record for governance and for development. If you look at our state governments, each one of them has a vision, a concept of how to develop the state. Congress party that treats everybody with respect, that provides not empty words but a vision to the state of Mizoram. And if there's one thing I want to leave you with, it is that we will defend your culture, your religion and your tradition. For us, it is more important than anything else.
Mizoram will go for assembly polls on the 7th of November to elect 40 members of the Mizoram Legislative Assembly. In Rajasthan, in the wake of the ensuing assembly election, political activities are now gaining momentum and prominent leaders of different political parties are visiting the state. We have more from our correspondent.
Congress today started the party's election campaign by organizing Jan Jagran Yatra on the Eastern Rajasthan Canal Project ERCP issue from Bara. Party's national president Mallikarjun Kharge addressed the meeting in Bara, where he enumerated the achievements of Congress government in the state. President of Bharatiya Janata Party JP Nadda also reached Udaipur, where he met with party officials and important workers. Mr. Nadda is scheduled to hold meeting with party officials in Jodhpur also to review the election-related preparations. Rashtriya Loktantrik Party also organized various programs at different places. Sudarshan Nahar, Akashvani News, Jaipur.
The Defence Ministry has signed a contract for the mid-life upgrade and repowering of INS Bias with Cochin Shipyard Limited at the cost of over 313 crore rupees. INS Bias is the first of Brahmaputra class frigate to be repowered from steam to diesel propulsion. After completion of the mid-life upgrade and repowering in 2026, INS Vyas will join the active fleet of the Indian Navy. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended his best wishes to the National Security Guard NSG personnel on the occasion of the 39th Racing Day of the force today. In a social media post, Mr. Modi said that NSG has firmly established itself as a distinguished force safeguarding the country from various threats. He lauded all the brave personnel of the force. Minister of Home Affairs Amit Shah also commemorated all the soldiers of the force who made supreme sacrifices in the line of duty. Uttarakhand received a fresh spell of snowfall in its higher reaches, including Char Dham, while its foothills and low-lying areas witnessed rainfall today. This has resulted in a considerable drop in temperature in the hilly regions. Additionally, many parts of the state also experienced moderate rain accompanied by strong winds. Himachal Pradesh also received snowfall on the high peaks of Lahaul Spiti, Kinnaur, Kullu and Chamba districts. Hatu Peak near Narkanda in Shimla district, Shikari Devi in Mandi district and Churdhar in Sirmaur district turned white with snow. There has also been fresh snowfall in the 13,000 feet high Rohtang Pass. Manali Leh Road has been disrupted due to snowfall in Darcha and Sarchu. The India Meteorological Department IMD has said that the wet spell is likely to continue over northwest India till tomorrow. There will be light to moderate rainfall at many places, along with isolated thunderstorms and lightning at some isolated locations till tomorrow. The weather agency also forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall over Tamil Nadu and Kerala to the next 24 hours and reduction thereafter. In East India, there is a forecast for light to moderate rainfall at many places with isolated heavy rainfall expected along with thunderstorms and lightning over the Andaman and Nicobar Islands till Wednesday. In Kerala, 4 college students drowned at the Kainur Check Dam at Puttur in Thrissur district this afternoon. The students had entered the water body to take a bath when a mishap struck. Reports said one of the students was swept by undercurrents while others were drowned while trying to save him. The bodies were recovered by the Fire Force scuba diving team and the local people. In the Kashmir Valley, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of various development projects worth around 290 crore rupees at Anantnag today. Addressing on the occasion, Mr. Sinha said, "This is yet another milestone in District Anantnag's path to economic and social progress." He said a slew of projects dedicated to the people today will empower all sections of the society. The key domestic stock indices closed marginally lower amid negative global cues. We have a report from the business desk.
The BSE Sensex declined 116 points to finish at 66,167. The NSE Nifty fell 19 points to settle at 19,732. In the forex market, the rupee closed at 83 rupees and 27 paisa against the US dollar. Gold prices at multi-commodity exchange for December contracts were trading at 59,140 rupees per 10 gram, and in intraday trade, Brent crude was trading at $90.78 per barrel. Anubha Rohadgi for Akashvani News.
Wholesale price index WPI-based inflation remained in negative territory for the 6th consecutive month in September 2023. As per data released today by the Commerce and Industry Ministry, WPI inflation saw a negative growth of 0.26% in September 2023. Vegetable price inflation eased to 1.54% in September from 5.62% in August. The International Olympic Committee has announced the inclusion of 2020 cricket and 4 other sports as part of the Olympic Games Los Angeles 2028. The other new entries are flag football, lacrosse, squash and baseball softball. The IOC's executive board last week accepted a proposal by Los Angeles organizers for 2020 cricket along with the 4 other new events. Adding cricket to the Olympic program would tap into the lucrative South Asian market, attracting fans in countries such as India and Pakistan. Cricket last featured at the 1900 Paris Olympics when Britain stumped France to win the gold medal. It remains as the only cricket match played in the Olympics so far. In ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, chasing a victory target of 210 against Sri Lanka, Australia were 176 for 4 in 31 overs at Lucknow a short while ago. Earlier winning the toss and deciding to bat first, Sri Lanka were all out for 209 in 43.3 overs. Rain interrupted the match for a short duration. Openers Kushal Perera hit 78 runs and Pathum Nisanka made 61. President Draupadi Murmu will confer the 69th National Film Awards in New Delhi tomorrow. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur will be the guest of honor. Rocketry, The Nambi Effect, directed by R. Madhavan, has been adjudged as a Best Feature Film for the year 2021. Allu Arjun has won the Best Actor Award for Pushpa, The Rise. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Israel denies ceasefire and opening of border crossings to Gaza. Russia asks United Nations Security Council to vote on a draft resolution that calls for ceasefire. Supreme Court refers pleas against electoral bond scheme to 5-judge constitution bench. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall to continue over Tamil Nadu and Kerala for the next 2 days. Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh receive fresh snowfall. International Olympic Committee includes 2020 cricket and 4 other sports as part of Los Angeles Olympic Games 2028. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, Sri Lanka set a victory target of 210 runs before Australia at Lucknow. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.